don't build your sites for strangers, because then you're trying to build it for everyone and you're gonna get no one. Check different websites. Don't listen to me. Check different websites on the internet. And the cool thing about web pages and online, you can keep iterate. You can keep updated every time. This is your strategy for 2024. All right, awesome that you join us. How are you guys? Thank you for joining this second episode that we're gonna do here today. We're really trying to pack a lot of information into what we have to offer you in these pieces of content that we're creating for you. And the goal is that we realize that online, a lot of people are talking either talk that's very technical or talk that sounds very good, but it's also very hard to implement, or just maybe not even make a lot of sense for some of us. And what we're trying to do here is to break things down, compartmentalize some of those concepts into an easy to understand, because to be able to really implement some of the things that we say, you have to truly first to be able to understand and make sure that you have a good picture of what we're sharing. So I'm very excited about what we have to talk about today. Today we're going to talk about, we're about to reach 2024, and it's an opportunity to not only to look at yourself and to look where you want to take your business, but to also rethink some of the things that we're used to do every day and challenge yourself to see if there is maybe a different perspective to them. And today specifically, I want to talk about what does a website means to you in 2024? What does a website means to your business? What does a website means to your employees, to your salespeople in 2024? Because we learned as we talk to a lot of our clients and people that are interested in becoming our clients, that they have a notion, they have an understanding what a website is for their business. And a lot of time that idea, that concept that they have is very limiting, because they have right? How many times in your life you've had this experience that you're thinking something, and sometimes maybe weeks, months, even years down the line, you realized that if you just, that you haven't thought about it the right way, you should have looked at it from a different perspective. You have this aha moment. And this aha moment makes a big difference, because now you get it in a different way. And this is what I want for you today. I want you to take what I'm saying and what I'm sharing with you about your website and what it means for your business in 2024, and don't try to apply it to what you already know. I want you to imagine that somebody is walking into your office and it's 1998, and somebody is telling you, there is those incredible pieces of content you can put on this thing called the internet, online, and it can get you exposure, and you're hearing it for the first time, and you're right there in the beginning. Because I'm going to share with you something today that I think if you can be in that place with me, you'll get a lot more value than what I have to say. Let's talk about what I mean. So first, we need to understand that most businesses falls into two groups. The first group is those business owners, individuals, solopreneurs, companies that are using the website simply as an online brochure. They're not paying much attention to it. It's like something that they need to have. You may call it a necessary evil, or just basically like having a business card. They don't really approach it as an opportunity. So if you're in that group, I want you to wipe that away and don't think about your website in this way. Imagine you're here for the first time and you're going to be the first person online with this opportunity to create a web page. The second group of people are those individuals, business owners that are looking at your website as a sales funnel, as a sales tool. And they're very technical. They're going very hard on trying to generate leads and squeeze as much as they can from that, which is great. And there's a lot of people that have success doing that. But the truth of the matter is that most people have not seen success, because when you're trying to build those online funnels, and if you don't know what is a funnel, I recommend that you check it online. But when you try to build those marketing funnels on the internet, the number of variables that really comes into making this a success requires a tremendous amount of trial and error. And the truth of the matter that even most professionals won't necessarily tell you that from the beginning. And what it does, if you don't have the stamina, if you don't have the willingness to continue and trying and working with a sales funnel for a period of months and maybe years to figure out what truly works for your business, what offer sticks, what makes the most sense, how much money, how you start breaking even on your return on investment and the money you spend on ads, then you're not going to last. Because you're going to end up spending money, you're going to work with several companies that maybe going to sell you an idea, but you're never going to hit the goal. You're never going to be actually reaching there. And these are usually the two types of website that exist, or we can call it the philosophies around website that exist. The funnel philosophy and on the other side you have just a brochure. And those are two, when you think about it, they're very extreme, because one group is saying, I don't really care, I just need to have something, so I put that thing up and that's it. And another group is saying, well, I know this thing can work, I'm going to go full in. But I want to show you something completely different. So if you are in any of those groups, let's put that to the side for now. There's going to be a time that we're going to actually talk on those episodes about funnels as well and how you can leverage that for your business. But there is something better that you need before you even get to that stage. There is something that you need to understand what's going on in the digital landscape right now to take advantage of what is truly possible in this day and age. And let me just share with you some of the problems today that you're going to be facing when you're trying to succeed online. So the truth is that most people will never land on your website. They will never find your homepage. That's the truth. And if they do, it's because they did an online research. They came from Google, or maybe from if you're a local business, maybe from Yelp, or some other local business website, or you're just paying for ads, and that's how they find you. And the problem with that mindset, that if you only cater yourself to those people, then what you're really doing, you're competing for price. You're competing for price and maybe a little bit of reputation, because you're looking to go after people that are basically looking for the best offer online. They have an immediate problem that's a very short-term thinking, and without realizing, you're actually stepping again into this funnel type of mindset. So I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about how you use your website in your day-to-day. You see, a lot of people believe that what happened in the digital world is one thing, and then what they do in the offline, this physical space, whether they're doing networking events or other marketing adventures, putting a billboard, it's something else. But the truth of the matter, the people that see the most success are those that leverage the digital to allow them to truly take advantage and amplify their efforts in this physical world. Because most businesses, especially when they get started, and it's especially great if you have a small team, maybe you're a company of 5 to 10 people, this video is great for you. If you're a solopreneur, that's great for you as well, what I'm sharing with you right now. Because if you are starting up or you have a small business, you're going to see that you're still going to have referrals. Your business is still going to be reliant on your local network. And when you are relying on your local network, when you're not a big Fortune 500 company, then you heavily rely on building relationships. And building relationships should be part of your strategies, okay, for this 2024, if you are in that stage. What I'm doing right now, I'm building a relationship with you, and I'm doing it online. But there's many ways, many of us are out there building relationships. So how does that tie in building relationship to a website? You have to realize that when you have a website, the people that's gonna go there are likely people that already met you, okay? And you don't wanna try to fall into the trap of the stranger going to the website. Don't build your sites for strangers, because then you're trying to build it for everyone and you're going to get no one, and you're just competing for price. Build it for the people that either going to know you or for a very specific audience. And when you do it like that, you're starting to tap into the idea that really when you having a business is not about you, it's about who you want to serve. It's about the people you're trying to help. So the right way to approach a website is, first of all, to break it down. The web is started with web pages. The idea of a website came up after people connected multiple links under one domain. Domain is like your company. If like our company, we have a few brand names. One of our brand names is IQSAY, IQSAY.com. So when you have IQSAY.com/whatever, you can have multiple pages. People call it a website. But when you really think about it, take a step and think about it. Imagine you're visiting a site for the first time. Nobody goes to a site and say, wow, let me click on the menu, or let me go to the bottom of the site and start clicking on all those footers, on all those links. Nobody does it. Nobody think about it this way. So we want to take the idea of a website and scratch that. Like it's irrelevant. What we want to really focus on is the idea of a web page, because what people like to do, they like to scroll, right? We like to scroll on social media. We're training our mind to scroll. So when people go online, when they're finding you online, and they're going to go to your website, to a web page you created, they're not going to think, oh, this is a beautiful site, let's click on the menu and start exploring all these options. No, they're just going to scroll. And if they're going to find what they want, great, and if they want, they want. So you want to treat your marketing strategy online and your website strategy as a standalone branded web pages that are designed to cater to a specific audience. See what I'm saying? It's a standalone web pages that happens to be under the same domain that are designed to cater to a specific audience and to drive them to take a specific action. For example, you may have a page on your site designed specifically to people that you meet in networking events because it's going to talk about the topics that you talk about a person, so it's going to amplify your message there and then initiate people to maybe book a call with you. If you have a product or a service that you sell, imagine that the people that's going to go there are people that either already know you or heard about you from someone. So they are not strangers. So what is that you want to do on those pages? Don't just look like everybody else and just talk the marketing talk. Oh, we are the best, we can do this, you're the most affordable, the most reliable, like whatever. If you are great, you can still mention that. But what you want to show, you want to understand, first of all, the audience that you're reaching to. And you want to start thinking about design and brand. Because our belief here in IQSay is that brand is going to become the most valuable marketing strategy for your business in the long term if you're really here to build something for years to come. If you just have a quick product for one season, that video is not for you. But if you have a company and you're trying to figure out how do I truly build my company and I position myself online in such a way that I'm going to plant a lot of seeds and then I'm going to harvest them one day, then what you're really saying is that you got to create a brand. And when you're thinking about creating a brand, what is really a brand? A brand means a mark in the marketplace that people can familiarize you with them. So basically, you look at the big companies like, Coke, Apple, like all these names, they mean something, right? And I'll give you an example how you know if you have a brand. If Nike would make a hotel, right? If Nike would come up with a hotel, you can imagine what this hotel would look like. You have an expectation. There's a promise between the person buying from Nike and what they deliver. So maybe your imagination basically, maybe it's not exactly like mine, but you can kind of figure out what a Nike hotel would look like because Nike has a brand, right? If DoubleTree Hotels or Hilton or whoever is going to make a shoe company, you don't really know what those shoes are going to look like. They don't truly have a brand. They have a customer base. They have a lot of other things, but do they have a truly recognized mark? Well, maybe some of them do, and some of them do a better job. But obviously, Nike being the brand that they are, they really invested. And Nike is where they are today. Apple is where they are today. Coke is where they are today because they're not trying to sell you on the next thing tomorrow. They're not trying to buy leads. They're trying to make you believe that if you want to be happy in your events, you got to have a Coke or a Pepsi or whatever it is that you like. So you want to attach what is that you do to your audience. So when you understand your audience, that will affect the fonts you use on the website, the design elements that you use on the website, that will affect the visuals and the graphics. And that's really what I want to get to. And I know this is a lot of talk to get to what I was trying to the message I was trying to deliver to you, but this is a very important message. If you're going to get what I'm telling you right now, this is going to change everything for you. Your website should be looked at individual web pages designed for specific people to solve specific problems. So let's say we have a service on our site called High Converting Pages, where we are building those beautiful web pages, okay? Now this is not a sales pitch, this is just an example to show what it looks like. So it's catered for people that are trying to solve the problem that I'm just telling you right now. And what we do on those pages, we use fonts, colors, and graphics that communicates the value of what we offer. You see, people are visuals. They want to build an emotional attachment to what is that you have to offer. You want them to build an emotional attachment to that. And you can't do that just by talking at them and telling them you have the best deal. You want to create a web presentation, a web page for every one of your services or solutions as if it was a standalone. Because the person that's going to go there, remember, usually it's going to be somebody that heard about you from somewhere or that already knows you. And if they don't know you and they're a stranger, at least they're going to be impressed. How are they going to be impressed? Because you want to build a long scrolling web page, because remember, people like to scroll, that illustrate every single thing that you offer in that specific solution to that specific audience, whether it's a service or a product, it doesn't matter. And you, especially if it's a service, you even want to be more visual, because when you're selling a service, you're basically selling the invisible. So you have to come up with graphics. Because what happens, think about the last thing that maybe you paid a little bit extra on, but you really wanted to buy it, right? You went to a website. Think about it for a second. Some of you right now have had a website open on their phone. You saw shoes, purses, some other clothing, services you wanted, a technology, device, whatever. There was something that you wanted and you didn't buy it right away, but you saved the website on your phone because something about that web page that you saw made you feel emotionally attached to it. You saw something, you saw a visual, you saw the way it was flowing. There was something in this experience, in this online experience about the product that you saw, the service. You're like, I'm not ready maybe right now, but this is different. This may be for me. And then you executed on that decision. You bought it a week later, a month later, a year later, but you saved it. You built this emotional attachment. So when you're going to build the next, when we're talking about what does website means for you for 2024, you want to think about the solutions in your company right now. And don't try to cramp as much information into a page. No, keep it clean and build a web page for one solution, your flagship solution. And build it like it's the most amazing thing that somebody has ever seen in your industry. If you're selling landscaping services, make me feel that you are the best one in the market. Use visuals. Show me the tools you're using. Show me how you're doing it. Answer the questions that I have. Get a good graphic designers to create graphics to illustrate the process that you're doing, the care that you put in the product. Because you don't want to compete for price. You actually want to be a little bit more expensive than the rest. Now, how expensive you want to be, that depends on your industry, your niche, and a lot of other factors. That's content for a different video. But you want to build this long scrolling web page. So when somebody already gets there, even if they don't buy from you, they tell themselves, this is the real company I want to work with. If I can afford them, I buy from them. But if I'm not, I'm going to buy from them in the future. Because that's how you want to position yourself in the marketplace. So when you go next to your networking event and you hand on a business card and somebody goes to your website, they don't just see a generic page. They see a page designed specifically for solutions that's relevant to the group that you are going in that specific event, and they see something that speaks to them. Does that make sense? So you wanna invest in putting the right taglines, and you wanna invest in putting the right content, and you wanna invest in creating the right graphical elements. So you build it. Like imagine going, like all of you should go right now to apple.com and click on the iPhone page to see what Apple has done to the product. And when you go to that page, it's not a web page. It's an entire dynamic digital experience that shows you like, this is the product, this is the camera, this is like, it goes in. The same strategy you can do. Nothing is different from you and Apple. This is something you gotta understand. Consumers, they're judging you not based on your competitors, not based on what else anybody else is doing. Consumers are judging you based on the best companies they're used to today to get their services from. They are judging you based on Nike, Apple, Amazon, and this is who you're competing with. Imagine, what does it mean to be the Amazon in your industry? What does it mean to be the Apple in your industry? Each one of us can take that. What does it mean to take truly your service to the next level and to communicate? Now, why is this should be a strategy for 2024? Why creating those dynamic web pages, those incredible long scrolling web pages designed to show us about specific solution with graphic and content and everything? And by the way, once you hear what I'm saying, you're going to start seeing that there's other companies that basically big companies that created that. And it's incredible how much opportunity is available here because most companies don't do what I'm telling you right now. And the truth is that's creating your brand. That's the foundation. That's creating that lead, that customer that even if they're not buying today, they may still send you referrals because they got so excited by what you had to show them. You see, we are somewhat on the entertainment business, all of us on some level. If you don't get it, that's a philosophical argument for a different day. But you have to understand, you have to provide those entertaining elements. And entertaining is not just making something funny. It's making someone worthwhile to spend their time with you. And when you're creating that online presentation, long scrolling presentation with graphical elements, with videos, with icons, with right taglines, explaining your process, explaining the ingredients, explaining everything, there's so many things you can put there, then you're entertaining me and you're providing me value. And I feel I got value. Even if I'm not buying from you, I feel I got value from going on your page. So it's not just a simple squeeze page or landing page. We're just trying to get my information. You actually educated me about what is that you guys are doing better in a level that actually educated me that now I have better knowledge about this entire industry that you are in. So I know that maybe some of it is a little bit conceptual. I understand that. And this is why maybe you can go to other websites online and check how they've done and how they're doing. But check different websites. Don't listen to me. Check different websites on the internet. And you see that the most successful companies out there have built a brand. And when you go to the products or services pages, it's not just a simple product page. They have what we call the explore page or the dynamic product experience page, which is an entire experience really explaining the product or the service in detail, how it works, what you get, zooming in into certain things, zooming out into certain things, providing lots of information. Now, why is that so important? Because once you have that, you're going to have something that can help you build this emotional connection. And what we've seen happening in the marketplace for all the clients that we've been creating those pages for, especially for the people that are dealing with sales, could be salespeople, could be business owners that are doing the sales for their business. When you have those pages on your website, they're truly designed to make people excited about what it is that you do. It makes the sale a lot easier. And it makes the whole thing a lot more duplicatable. You see, if I have 10 salespeople, I have to train all of them and make sure everybody have the presentations and they know how to do the sales and everything. But if I equip all my sales team or just myself with this experience, with this webpage that explains everything about what we do and how we do it, it's a 24/7 online presentation that's available to everybody. So my salespeople now have a tool they can open on their tablets, phones, desktops, whatever, and they can share it with everybody, whether they're doing their sales on the phone or they're going to someone's home, and they have something they can show. You see, it's a duplicatable process, which is amazing too. So not only now you have a way to get people excited about what you do and your customers, now you have a way to train your team. And we've heard many stories that those who invest in creating those beautiful, incredible pages, that's what helped them close. Those pages are helping the salespeople or you as the business owner close the deal. Because when you're already sitting with a lead out there, with a prospect, and they're interested in what you do, and then you open a page that looks so exciting that gets them over the edge, that creates that emotional connection, it speeds up the process. So that's your strategy for 2024. That's what your website means for 2024. It means understanding that people are not interested in just landing on random sites and trying to look at navigation and all the links. No, they're going to end up going to some page and give you maybe a couple seconds of their attention. If they do that, you want to make sure that it looks like the most exciting things ever and the most amazing thing ever, because they're already giving you your attention. So it's your duty now to capture their attention for a longer time. And you can't just do that just by building a basic landing page or look like everybody else. You have to look unexpected. You have to do something different. And this is how you do that. So I hope that this makes sense. And there's going to be a lot of, and we're going to try to put maybe under this video, maybe my team will help me. We're going to put some links to some of those, what those dynamic product experiences, those web pages would look like, so you can get an idea. And think in your business, what service, what a solution in your company should have that experience. Now, if you want our help in doing that, we are more than happy to help you build some of those. That's what we do for a living. But you can definitely also try it on your own. I suggest, I'll give you one more tip before we go today. Let the designer design your web pages. Don't let the developer do that. Many people make the mistake and they let the developer do their design as well. It's insane. It's like letting your contractor also being your architect if you're building a home. That doesn't make any sense. You need an architect, you need a home decor person, you need an interior designer. That's the creative team. Let those people do that. Is it going to be a little bit more costly? Yes, but that's what's going to help you build the brand. That's what's going to take you to the next level. That's what's going to put you, when all your competition is here, that's what's going to put you here. And that's how you become a brand name and a household name in your industry. So again, strategy, your website strategy for 2024 is actually to not think of your website as a website, but rather as individual web pages, that it's your duty to create beautiful solutions in a web page for specific audience with all the graphics and the visuals to make it look like you're the most amazing thing in the market right now. That's you build your brand, and that will pay, once you have that, then doing the marketings and the funnels and everything else become easier. Start working on that. Think what it means. Write down the services or products in your company, your flagship products or services that you can probably do that. Just pick one Don't pick five. You don't need, just pick the one, your best selling product. You know, a lot of people are trying to, when they come to a consultation, they have all this ambition. Just pick one, whatever service it is. You know, if you are maybe a roofing company and maybe you do roof and solar and multiple things, but maybe solar is the thing that really works best for you, don't try to focus on something else. No, whatever works best for you, amplify that. Focus on that. The most successful people in any market have been the people that double down on what made them successful. Not, they didn't try to go wide. So if you already have something that's working for you in your business, that's amazing. Pick that thing, be like, because I'm good at it, I'm gonna make sure that the rest of the world knows I'm the most amazing thing about it, and build that web page experience about that. If you don't have that thing, or if you're just starting out, then it's even easier because you don't have to pick. You're probably gonna start, just pick one, whatever it is that you're gonna do, your business does this one thing, pick that and just make it look amazing. And the cool thing about web pages and online, you can keep iterate, you can keep updated every time. So with that being said, this is your strategy for 2024. Pick one service or product that you are going to expand on and make your mark in the market. And by doing that, you're going to build yourself a brand. And I'll give you one last thing. When you're doing it successfully, not only now that your business is equipped and you build a brand, not only that your sales team now have a duplicatable process they can follow and they can get their prospect over the edge, now you equip your customers that are happy with this easy way to share what is that you do. You see? Because once you have a happy customer, you know, let's say if you are an Apple guy and you got an iPhone, a lot of us, maybe not all, but a lot of us, what they've done, they went to the iPhone page because people look for reassurance for their decision. And the iPhone page, it also helps with buyer remorse. So people are looking at it and it makes them excited, and then they share it with their friends. Like, hey, this is what I just got. Look how amazing the features are. You are not only equipping your sales team, you're equipping your customers now to have a tool 24/7 for them to be able to share. And that's why this is very important. And that's why all these funnels and all these other talks about that, it's all nice and wonderful. But if you don't have what I'm telling you right now, if you don't have virality, word of mouth, and a tool that is easily to share as part of your business strategy for your digital space that can work both when you meet people, you know, in the real world as well as digitally, then you're going to be, you know, living it month by month. I'm giving you something that's going to truly equip your business with the process to become successful for years. So I hope this was, you know, helpful for you. If you have any questions, we can help you. You can obviously book a call with me, with one of my team members as well. They're, you know, we're very excited if you know, to work with any of you listening to it. And if you're going to try and do it on your own, good luck, but do it. This is the one thing that probably your competitors are not doing right now that you can do. All right, I'll see you in the next one.